Now let us discuss the series LCR circuit. So what is series LCR circuit? Across the AC voltage source, we are going to apply an inductor, a capacitor and a resistor, all three of them in series. So that's a series LCR circuit. So idea is same. We need to, voltage will be given to us and we need to get the current. Okay. So here you need to remember that when current is flowing, it is the same amount of current which is flowing in all three of them. So let us just move to board. So this is our circuit and it is V is what which is given to us. So V is nothing but Vm sine omega t. This is given to us. We need to get an expression for current. So from our previous experience, when we apply an resistance only, a inductor only or a capacitor only, we know that the current comes to be some Im sine omega t, some plus phi or minus phi. Here I am saying that let it be minus phi. Okay. So my idea is same, that I just need to get an expression for Im and I need to get an expression for phi. If I can tell both of them, then I can tell that what current is, right? So first is for Im. Okay, so this will be coming from phasor diagram. I know that here the current is flowing, the current which is flowing through all three of them will be same because they are in series, right? The same amount of current will be flowing in the entire branch. So current will be in phase, while voltage across these will be in different phases. So we already know that. Let's just come to our phasor diagram. So we already know that if current, we always draw on x-axis. This is my VR. What is VR? VR is voltage across resistance, and this voltage across resistance is in the phase with the current. Okay, because we know that phase difference is zero when voltage between voltage and current, when resistance is there. What in the case of inductor? In case of inductor, voltage leads. Okay, so voltage leads by an angle of 90 degrees. So I am drawing over here that this is my VL. Okay, so this is my VL and VL is at an angle of 90 degree. What about VC? Voltage lags. Okay, voltage is behind the current, so it is at an angle of minus 90 degree. Here if I write, then this is my VR, this is my VL and this is my VC. So these are three voltages, and the addition, phasor addition of all three voltages. See, phasor addition is nothing but the vector addition. It's just that we don't call the voltage is not a vector, so we can't draw the vector diagram. So we'll be saying it is a phasor diagram, and the addition of all three of them will be somewhere here. The net will be somewhere here. Okay, so what can we say? We can say that this is my VR and the height, this is nothing but my VL minus VC, because this is VL, this is VC. So assuming VL is bigger, so it is VL minus VC. So this is nothing but VL minus VC and this thing is nothing but VR. And the phasor addition of both of them is my net V. So total V. So I'll be saying that V is nothing but VR square plus VL minus VC whole square. We know that current here is same, right? So remember the cases where we were writing. So we were saying that V is nothing but, or Vm. So Vm is nothing but Im into R when resistance was connected. Vm is nothing but, it is Im into XL when inductor was connected, and Vm is nothing but Im into XC when capacitor was connected. Okay, so if all three of them are connected, then we have to introduce a new quantity which is similar to resistance or inductive or capacitive reactance, and that quantity is Z. Z is known as impedance. So I'll be saying let my Vm be nothing but Im into Z. Z is called impedance. Okay, so if I write V is nothing but V is total current into impedance, and impedance is the kind of effective total opposed by capacitor, inductor and resistor, all three of them. Okay, so what is VR? VR is nothing but, one second, it should be square of that, because this square is equal to this square plus this square, and square of this will give me VR. What is VR? VR is I is the amount of current. So VR is nothing but V is potential difference across R is I into R, and I is same, right? So it is nothing but IR, and square of that is this, plus what is VL? VL is nothing but I into XL. So it is I into XL minus I into XC and whole square. So from this entire equation, you can cancel out the I square, and this is also I square, right? When it comes, you can take that common, it comes out of the bracket, it is I square. And this is what we get. The Z square is nothing but R square plus XL minus XC whole square. So this is my Z, and we will be saying that IM is nothing but VM by Z. So IM is nothing but VM by Z. And what is this Z? This Z is root over R square plus XL minus XC whole square. So this is my peak value of the current, that is peak value of the voltage divided by impedance, and this is how we have found impedance. Impedance is a combination of resistance, inductive reactance and capacitive reactance. Now first purpose is fulfilled, we got this. The second purpose is to know phi. So phi is what? Phi is the phase difference, and as per this figure, like you know that V is on 0, right? And the current is minus phi. So who is lagging? It is the current which is lagging by an angle of phi. So here if you come to this, see, here we are saying that V is leading by an angle, and that's the thing, V is leading by an angle of phi. So this angle must be phi. And if we want to get this, then we can use the tan. So we will write the tan phi. Again I am using the phasor diagram, nothing but vector diagram. So it is nothing but this upon that. So VL minus VC by VR. What is VL? I into XL minus I into XC upon I into R. Here I can be cancelled out throughout the equation, and we get our phi. So we'll be saying phi is nothing but, it is tan inverse of XL minus XC by R. So this is the phi. Again, just revisiting all the things. So we'll be saying that if V is given by Vm sin omega t for an RLC circuit or LCR circuit, then current should be a peak current sin omega t minus phi. There are two things which we need to tell. One is Im, another is phi. And Im is nothing but Vm by Z. What is Z? Z is known as impedance. So let us discuss about the impedance first. So impedance of this circuit is defined as under root R square plus XL minus XC whole square. The derivation of this we have already done. And the XL is what? XL is basically L omega. And what is XC? 1 by C omega. The definition of XL and XC we have already done, right? So if you want to write in terms of L, R, C and omega, what is omega? Omega is angular frequency of alternating voltage source, right? Then you can write this, or otherwise I would suggest that we always remember this expression for impedance. And the next thing is to get the phase difference phi. So phi is nothing but, it is tan inverse XL minus XC by R. If you want, then you can also say XL is L omega, XC is 1 by C omega, or instead of omega, if you want to replace it with frequency, then instead of omega you can write 2 pi f. F is the frequency, or here 2 pi nu. Nu is the frequency of alternating voltage source. Now there is a question, and this question says a series AC circuit has a resistance of 4 ohm and a reactance of 3 ohm. What is reactance? See, when they are saying it is, they are having a reactance. They are not saying capacitive or inductive, means it is the combination of these two. So it is XL minus XC part is called reactance of 3 ohm. The impedance of the circuit is. So we'll just apply the formula. We know that Z is nothing but root over R square plus XL minus XC whole square. So this is root over R square, resistance is 4 ohm, so 4 square plus XL minus XC, entire thing is reactance and that is 3. So 3 square and we know that answer comes to be 5. And unit of impedance is also ohm because unit of resistance, capacitive reactance or inductive reactance, all of them, and impedance, all of them is nothing but ohm. So answer is A. Now let us discuss the series AC circuit again, but only L and R are there. The C is absent. So if only L and R are there, we will be saying that again we are applying the same AC voltage Vm sin omega t. How do we, again there are two things which we need to get. One is Im, another is phi. How much will be phi and how much will be Im? We know that Im is nothing but Vm by Z. But what is Z? Z in such case is nothing but root over R square plus XL minus XC whole square. Here we say that there is no capacitor, so just don't write XC. So it is XL square. So this is going to be my Z. Okay, and this is my Im. Another thing is phi. So we know that in case of a inductor, okay, inductor only, the voltage leads by an angle of 90 degree. So if there is a resistor and inductor, okay, so voltage will still lead but by an angle which is lesser than 90 degree. So somewhere between 0 and 90 degree. So how much will be that? That will be tan inverse XL by R. And who will lead it? Here the voltage will be leading. So here the voltage is already given. We'll say current will be lagging. If we have to by an angle phi. So if we have to write an equation for current, this in current is nothing but Im sin omega t minus phi. So current is lagging by an angle of phi and current is given by this expression. What is Im? We have already said what is Im, Vm by Z, but Z is given by this. There is no XC in this case. And what is phi? Phi is given by again this expression. So current is given by that and the Im is Vm by Z. Z is under root R square plus XL square. And what about phi? If we go about the phasor diagram, here the angle is somewhere between 0 and 90, right? So VL is always drawn here, VR is here, and the resultant V will be somewhere here. And this angle is phi, which is nothing but tan inverse VL by VR or XL by R, because I is again common. So it is tan inverse XL by R. And power factor. Power factor is basically cos phi. Let us just have a look at this diagram. So this is my R, this is my XL, and this is my Z, the overall, right? So cos phi is what? R by Z. So R by Z, and Z is what? Under root R square plus XL square. And if we are talking about the power, power is basically VRMS into IRMS into cos phi. So power is VRMS, IRMS into cos phi, and cos phi is nothing but R by Z. So this is my power or the average power consumed by an LR circuit. The next type of circuit is the RC circuit. The same thing which we are going to do it, just this is only R and C. So we'll just write XL is equal to 0 in the previous case. Okay. So idea is same. We will say that we will have to find Im, that is Vm by Z, and Z this time is nothing but the total impedance is nothing but under root R square plus XL, which is 0. So XL minus XC whole square. So XL is 0 because inductor is not there. There is only capacitor. So we'll say 0 minus XC whole square, and that comes to be XC square. XC square. So we'll be writing XC square. So this is my Im. What about the phi? So here we know that when there is a capacitor, voltage lags. So here the voltage is behind and current is leading. So voltage is on 0. So current must be plus phi, right? So we'll be saying that phi is nothing but tan inverse. I'm not writing XL minus XC. I'm simply writing XC by R. And this is a positive angle, and here current will be leading rather than voltage, because in a capacitive circuit the current is basically voltage is lagging and current is leading. So I'll be writing plus phi. So how the current is given by? Current is given by Im sin omega t plus phi. Im, we have already discussed what is Im. Im is Vm by Z. And what is Z? Z is under root r square plus x square. And what is phi? Phi is coming from this phasor. So phi is tan inverse of Vc by r, or we can say it is nothing but tan inverse of Xc by r. So tan inverse of Xc by r. And if you want to write Xc as 1 by c omega, you get this expression. So I would prefer that we remember always this expression. Next is the power factor. Power factor is what? Power factor is cos phi. Cos phi is this. So here this is r and this is Xc. And cos phi is nothing but r divided by z. So it is still same r divided by z, but the z is under root r square plus x square. Previously it was under root r square plus xl square. Now this question says an AC source of angular frequency omega is fed across a resistor R and a capacitor C in series. Now the current resisted is I. So initially the current is I. Now they are saying if now the frequency of the source is changed to omega by 3, the current in the circuit is found to be halved. Calculate the ratio of reactance of the resistance at the original frequency. Calculate the ratio of reactance of the resistance, reactance and resistance. That is, they are asking what is Xc by R. Okay, so they want to us calculate what is Xc by R at initial original frequency. So what is Xc? They are asking 1 by c omega and R. This is the thing which we need to calculate at the original frequency. So original frequency is omega by c. Now they are saying when omega becomes omega by 3, current becomes half. So we know that current is nothing but Vm by Z. So when omega is changed to omega by 3, the current becomes half. And if current is becoming half, the Z must becomes 2 times. So we can write that Z is becoming 2 times Z. What was Z? Z was nothing but under root R square plus Xc square. And what is Xc? 1 by c omega square of that. So this is by Z. And when omega changes to omega by 3, this quantity is basically becomes twice. So twice of this quantity is under root R square plus 1 by c omega. But now omega is omega by 3. So square of that. So when this value changes to twice of that. And now let us just solve it. First I am squaring it. So it is 4 times R square plus 4 by c square omega square is equal to, this thing is R square plus this is 9. So 9 by c square omega square. So let us just say this is 3R square is equal to 5 by c square omega square. So I am writing it here. 3R square is equal to 5 by c square omega square. Idea was to get 1 by c omega r, right? So this r can go here and 5 can go there. So I am getting 3 by 5 is equal to 1 by r square, c square and omega square. And this thing is nothing but, this is root of that. So it is root of 3 by 5 and that's the answer. This is the ratio of reactance to the resistance at the original frequency or original angular frequency omega. Next circuit is series LR circuit. So LC circuit. So now there is no resistance, there is only an inductor and only a capacitor which are connected. So again V is that. Idea is again to find Im and phi. How much is Im? Im is always Vm by Z. The Z this time is nothing but under root R square, but R is 0. So don't put it there. XL minus XC whole square. So it becomes magnitude of XL minus XC. Okay. You can write Z is nothing but mode of XL minus XC. Bigger minus is smaller. Okay. If XL is bigger, then what about the phi? The phi is the interesting case over here. Phi is basically plus pi by 2. in current, we'll say current will lead if capacitor or XC is bigger, and voltage will lead if XL is bigger. So it is plus pi by 2 for IM, like current will lead if XC is greater than XL, and at the same time it can be minus pi by 2 also if your XL is bigger than XC. Okay, so these are the cases. Now the I is Im or I naught into sine omega t plus minus pi by 2. We have discussed that plus pi by 2 when XC is bigger than XL, and minus pi by 2 when XL is bigger than XC. And it is given by V naught. Peak current is nothing but peak voltage by Z. Z is nothing but XL minus XC or XC minus X. It's just the magnitude of that. Bigger minus smaller. And here the phasor diagram will be simply VL will be 90 degree ahead, VC will be 90 degree behind, and their difference. Here we have assumed that VL is greater than VC, okay? Or we can also say XL is greater than XC. So it will be VL minus VC, and as you can see, current and voltage, the angle between them is 90 degree here. So phase difference is 90 and power factor is cos phi cos 90, which is going to be 0.